Hello, and welcome to Global Networking, bringing you closer to our world. Today's segment is on pesticides and their effect on the environment, specifically in Baja, California. Since 1940, pesticides have been an increasing threat to the environment. Pesticide use has increased by 50,000% since 1950, and 2.5 million tons of pesticides are being used annually. Although 75% of pesticides are used in developed countries, their use in developing countries is growing severely. A pesticide is a natural or synthetic mixture, which is typically sprayed onto a plant to prevent it from being affected by fungi, rodents, insects, or weeds. The use of pesticides has a drastic negative effect on the environment. Over 95% of sprayed pesticides reach a destination other than their target species. This could be wildlife, water, air, dirt, or even food. In Baja, California, agriculture is one of the main sources of income, next to tourism and fishing. Baja has a number of locations for agriculture. However, most agricultural work takes place where the Colorado River feeds into the Sea of Cortez. This area extends from the border down to the Sea of Cortez and is called the Colorado River Delta. One of the largest problems with pesticides is runoff. Plants require a certain amount of water in order to survive, but they are also sprayed with pesticides every often to keep pests away. The problem with the use of pesticides in water is that the excess pesticides that do not stay with the plant are washed whenever there is rain or whenever the irrigation system is turned on. When this occurs, pesticides run off into the creeks, which go into streams, which eventually feed into larger rivers and lakes. In fact, pesticides have been detected in almost every river in the United States, as well as 90% of wells. The Pan American Health Organization has detected heavy pesticides in several of Mexico's rivers, including the Lerma River that supplies part of drinking water to Mexico City. Pesticide residue has been found in human tissue samples in the Mexico City population. In the Colorado River Delta, the pesticides run off into the Colorado River, which flows into the Sea of Cortez. According to Real Alternatives to Toxins in the Environment, or RATE, due to certain chemicals and pesticides, animals have been known to develop decreased fertility, decreased hatching success, alteration of immune functions, abnormal thyroid functions, and even cancer. DDT is one of those chemicals. It was originally prepared in 1873, but its use as an insecticide was not discovered until 1939 by Paul Muller of Switzerland. His discovery was awarded the Nobel Prize, as it was to keep away mosquitoes which carried malaria and lice, which carried typhus. The World Health Organization claims that the discovery of DDT saved approximately 25 million lives. However, problems related to DDT began occurring in the late 1940s. Mosquitoes were becoming immune to the chemical. It was found to have a toxic effect on fish. Also, it was found to cause egg-shell thing among birds, causing decreased fertility rate. To solve the problem, the United States banned the use of DDT in 1973. Some other countries have also banned DDT use, including Mexico. In the Colorado River Delta, however, DDT still seems to be a problem. A recent article featured by Southwest Hydrology of the University of Arizona showed DDE, a byproduct of DDT, is still affecting fish-eating birds, such as cormorants. The fish have consumed the DDT that came from the runoff. This is affecting the thickness of the cormorant's eggshells, causing a lower reproduction rate. Global Networking found this article to be quite intriguing and decided to find out more information about it. To do so, we interviewed an EPA expert to see what is being done to raise the reproduction rate and lower the amount of DDE in fish in the Colorado River Delta.
DDT was like one of the earliest pesticides that certainly the first what we call an organochlorine. I mean, it's an organic chemical that has chlorine molecules on it. The problem is it's persistent in the environment. It means it doesn't break down. It can be tens of years, 10 to 20 years before it can break down, and then when it does break down, it breaks down into DDE, which is the difference between DDT and DDE is that the DDE is a breakdown product, so the DDT gets transformed into that, and that sticks around for a long time, and it's also got some toxicity problems. The trouble with DDT, and the reason why it ended up being banned was because it just started building up. You'd start seeing it accumulating in fish and causing problems for birds is because it doesn't go away. And so its toxicity would just kind of build and get worse over time.
Pesticides get into everything: rivers, lakes, streams, oceans, air, clouds, rain, and snow on the highest mountains of the world, as well as groundwater. Information Service Latin America states, pesticide residue has been found in the bodies of fish, birds, wild animals, cattle, chicken, pigs, and pets. Some have died from pesticide poisoning. The entire environment has been polluted, causing irreparable damage to Mother Earth. This water is the water we drink. This air is the air we breathe. This soil is the soil that we use to grow food. This pollution is not only dangerous to the environment, but to us as well. Pesticides are most harmful to the environment when they're used incorrectly. One company that helps prevent this is the Environmental Protection Agency, or EPA. They conduct research on pesticide products before they are released onto the market. The EPA stated, "The studies we use define the chemical properties of the pesticide, how the pesticide behaves in the environment, and its impact on plants and animals not targeted by the pesticide." These studies are called ecological risk assessments. After the research is complete, the data is studied by the EPA, and it is determined whether the pesticide meets the requirements and won't cause any unreasonable damage to the environment. Some alternatives to pesticides include cultivation, traps, organisms, sterilization, and genetic engineering. Several countries such as Sweden and Indonesia have had outstanding results with these methods. Cultivation consists of crop rotation, growing different types of plants, or polyculture, planting crops in areas where pests don't live, and planting crops when the pests are less problematic. Trapping is the process of planting trapped crops to attract the pests away from the real crops. Organisms can be released to help exterminate the pest. This could be the pest predator, a parasite that attacks the pest, or a virus. Sterilization is a method of catching male species, sterilizing, and then releasing them. All in all, other methods are now being developed in place of pesticides so that the environment is not affected as much as it is now.
Talking about the kinds of pesticides that are out there, we've come a long way because right now they're more targeted towards the pests they're trying to get rid of. And another thing is our application methods have improved.
This concludes our episode on the effect of pesticides on the environment in Baja, California. You've been watching Global Networking. Thank you.